Assalamu alaikum, welcome to 9 p.m. English news. The headlines for tonight. National Education, the indicator end of the Minfob tour. On United Nations North Korea, UN pays to a new section on North Korea. That was the headlines, and now welcome to the national news. Assembly Commission under the chairmanship of the Honorable Sharmak Musa Are, the Committee on Finance, Economic and Executive Plan to the Commission for Social Development and Environmental Protection to continue its consideration of the draft law on the state budget for the years 2018.
Musa Are, the Committee on Finance, Economy and the expanded plan to the Commission for Social Development and Environmental Protection continue its consideration on the draft law of the state budget for the year 2018. In addition, the Finance Committee, in accordance with the pre-established program, continued the hearings of members of the government. The Ministry Delegate for Decentralization, the Secretary of State for Housing and the Minister of Women and Family were convened for this working session. The government has put in place a drastic policy on regionalization. The government has put in place a drastic policy of regionalizing public spendings. Resources were redirected to priority social sector. In line with the recommendations of the Priority Action Plan Matrix, the parliamentarian questioned the representative of the executive on various domains, among others, the declination of the program concerning the Accelerated Growth Strategy, also known as SCAP, for the period 2015-2019. In addition, the people's elected representatives have in the same vein insisted on respect and efficient mobilization of financial resources initiated by the government through various administrative reorganization. Finally, parliamentarians welcomed the housing policy initiated by the head of state and the attractiveness of investment and investors who are constantly growing in our country.
The second section of the Télé Djibouti Saudi Commission was held in Riyadh on December 20 and 21, 2017.
The second session of the Joint Djibouti Saudi Commission was held in Riyadh on December the 20 and the 28, 2017, under the chairmanship of the Secretary General of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the International Cooperation, head of the Djiboutian delegation, Mr. Mohammed Ali Hassan, and Secretary General of the Ministry of Transport in charge of strategic planning. Head of the Saudi side, Mr. Hatul bin Hussein Al Hatul, the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to Saudi Arabia, Mr. Diya-Eddin Said Bamakrama, and the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to the Republic of Djibouti, Mr. Aziz bin Abdullah Al Daoud, as well as senior officials from various administrations of both countries' ministerial departments, took part in the working of this important meeting. During the high-level meeting, several areas of common interest between the two countries were discussed. These included cooperation in wide-range key sectors, from the economy, finance, investment, and development of trade, education, and scientific research, health, and research in energy, agriculture, water, and environmental protection were among the discussions on the table.
On the second and final day of his tour to the United Nations region, the Minister of National Education, Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, visited all the schools in the city of Dikili.
On the second and final day of its tour to the Unity region, the Minister of National Education, Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, visited all the schools in the cities of Dakhil. The Minister was with his colleague, the Minister of Equipment and Transport, Mr. Mohammed Abu Bakr Abdul Qadir Musa, and the Minister Delegate of Trade, Hassan Hamad Ibrahim, but also the local authorities. All pedagogical and administrative parameters, but also para and extracurricular activities were discussed in this meeting. Positive achievements and step toward a quality school were applauded by the ministerial delegation. He ended his visit with a meeting with the teachers to provide answers to their question in terms of pedagogical supervision to strengthen the quality of school.
The Minister of Education expressed his heartfelt gratitude to the people of the region, to the Syrian state and the students for their warm welcoming.
Je voulais, dans un premier temps, remercier.
The Minister of Education expressed his heartfelt gratitude to the people of the region, to the teaching staff and the students for their warm welcome. He said in his speech, everyone has to take into account that this strategy on the agenda of the education for the promotion of redressing skills learning of the students on a national-wide was a prominent issue for the government.
The children of the Mother and Child Protection Center came for a visit to the Jewish National Television station.
In the framework of launching the Regional League and the national dialogue between the youth and the head of state, a strong delegation has undertaken this noble quest within the presence of the regional authorities, namely the presidents of the Regional Council of Ali Sabih, local elected officials and the sport teachers, to give hope to the youth of the Republic and to discuss about the challenges and obstacles they face. They were the ultimate goals of this event. This strong ministerial delegation led by His Excellency the Secretary of State for Youth and Sport, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil, crisscrossed the region of Interior. Today they headed to the region of Ali Sabih, which has demonstrated by a massive participation to these beautiful initiatives. It is clear that this event's rich in sport was born of a strong and clear ambition of the head of state, who had the idea of the national dialogue between him and the young people to listen to their grievances and learn from their vision and dream, not only to boost their confidence but also involve them in any kind of process aimed at giving the Djiboutian youth a chance to go forward with a beating heart.
In the framework of launching the regional league and the national dialogue between the youth and the head of state, a strong delegation has undertaken this noble quest.
Deuxième journée de lancement.
The Secretary of State for Youth and Sport has welcomed the massive participation of the youth to give sparkle and meaning to this event. He also took the opportunity to inform young people of the national dialogue between the youth and the head of state, during which young people will have to explain the challenges they face in their daily lives, but also to communicate and speak from their vision and ambition in order to contribute and clarify what they expect from the government, but also how they on their side can move things forward for a bright future.
The Secretary of State for Youth and Sports has welcomed the massive participation of the youth to give its sparkle and meaning to this event.
The National Committee in charge of organizing the dialogue between the head of state and the youth held a working meeting in Dakhil on Friday. Several officials took part of this meeting, including the chairman of the Regional Council, Mr. Abdurrahman Yunis, the Deputy-in-Chief, Mr. Jama. This meeting allowed the members of the National Committee to present the in and out of the dialogue initiated by the head of state. The purpose of these two meetings is to prepare young people to reflect deeply on their concern, their needs, and their expectations, and to be able to participate fully in the meeting with the head of state.
The President of the Regional Council has expressed his enthusiasm for this initiative, which in the near future will enhance the image of Jewish sports.
School children of the Mother and Child Protection Center came for a visit to the Djiboutian National Education Station. Around 40 students, including children with disability, accompanied by the school director and the teaching team, visited the various radio and television services. The students were amazed at the starting point of all the programs they usually watch on the television. They visited the digital and radio studio, and they were able to work with the different audiovisual professionals.
The National Committee organized a work meeting between the head of state and youth in Dakhil on Friday, as well as different personalities took part in this event.
A new borehole was inaugurated on Friday morning in the region of Tajora. This borehole is equipped with solar panels and it has the capacity of 30 meters per hour. The amount of construction was 19 million Djiboutian francs. The project has been financed by Arab donors, and the population of this locality was delighted by this new drilling with mineral water. The project was entrusted to an association that works in the field of social and who cares about the improvement of living conditions of their fellow citizens. The ceremony saw the participation of the prefect of the region and Mabla deputy, Mr. Yusuf Mutuna, and the sub-agricultural director, Abdullah Burhan, but also the presidents of the association. The ceremony saw the participation of hundreds of people from the region. The members of the association thanked the Arab donors who financed this project.
A new borehole was inaugurated on Friday morning in the region of Tajura. This borehole is equipped with a solar panel and has a capacity of 30 miles per hour. World News UNPC and International News. World News UNPC told the new sanction on North Korea. Please listen for more details with Mahsin Mohammed.
The United Nations Security Council has unanimously passed tough new sanctions on North Korea. The United Nations Security Council have unanimously passed the U.S. draft resolution seeking to limit North Korea access to petroleum products and industrial equipment. It also targets the country's access to foreign currency. North Korea working abroad must return home within 2 years. The resolution comes in response to North Korea intercontinental ballistic missile test last month. The country leader Kim Jong-un touted the test as a breakthrough that pushed the U.S. mainland within range of North Korea nuclear weapons. Tensions have been rising over North Korea nuclear and missiles program, which year of UN resolution have failed to deter the regime from pursuing.
That's it for tonight's news. Thanks for being with us and have a wonderful evening.